Welcome back to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. Bringing annual investment in defense and security to 5% of GDP by 2035, marking one of the most significant increases in military spending since the end of the Cold War, this is the commitment endorsed on June 25 in The Hague by the 32 NATO member states following a strong push to US President Donald Trump. After signing the document, a historic turning point for the Atlantic Alliance, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni spoke of a signal of unity within NATO and of its determination to strengthen itself. She also underlined the importance of the explicit reference to support for Ukraine in the summit's final test, reaffirming unanimously by all parties because it means that everyone is committed in this direction. Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani also took part in the NATO summit, addressing the mechanism that will lead to spending 5% of GDP on defense and security. He stressed the need for flexibility, allowing countries to reach the 5% goal without rigid intermediate steps, with the review set for 2029. The issue of financing the massive increase in military spending decided by NATO countries dominated the agenda of the European Council held on June 26 in Brussels to address several urgent matters: the Middle East crisis, the war in Ukraine, and more. While Germany and the Netherlands remain opposed to any form of common debt, supposed instead by France, Italy and Spain, the Council conclusion didn't provide any definitive answer. Prime Minister Meloni raised the issue of budget rules, which penalize countries under deficit procedures, like Italy, that nonetheless want to invest in defense. On 23rd of June, the EU Foreign Affairs Council met in Brussels, and at Italy's request, supported by France, Greece and Malta, the crisis in Libya was also brought to the table. As Minister Tajani explained, Italy intends to raise a strong alarm about Libya's political and military tensions, especially in Tripolitania, which are already increasing irregular migration flows along the central Mediterranean route and could pose risk for European internal security. Before the meeting, Tajani held two phone conversations, one with Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar and one with Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, the Foreign Minister confirmed. The Foreign Minister has allocated €5 million to UNICEF and €5 million to the WHO to strengthen Italy's contribution to healthcare assistance for the Palestinian population affected by the conflict in Gaza. The decision follows a recent meeting between Tajani and Italian medical teams operating in Gaza. The measures will become operational upon the signature of Deputy Minister Edmondo Cirielli, responsible for development cooperation. These new commitments added to the over €110 million already allocated since the start of the crisis, particularly through the Food for Gaza initiative. To mark the International Day of Women in Diplomacy, celebrated on June 24, Minister Tajani thanked Italian women diplomats and reaffirmed the Foreign Ministry's commitment to promoting gender equality. A concrete example is the recent appointment of 7 women as heads of mission, approved by the Cabinet. The day also saw a roundtable organized by the Association of Italian Women Diplomats and Executive on Women's Diplomacy for Mediation and Dialogue, opened by the Foreign Ministry Secretary General Ambassador Riccardo Guariglia. On June 26, Undersecretary for Foreign Affairs Giorgio Silli addressed the 55th General Assembly of the Organization of American States in St. John, Antigua and Barbuda, where Italy is a permanent observer. This year's theme was Building Resilient and Inclusive Economies in the Americas. Silli reaffirms Italy's priority attention to relations with the region, which will be central to the 12th Italy, Latin America and Caribbean Conference, scheduled in Rome for 7th of October. Until 3rd of July, Milan is hosting the consultative meetings of the Antarctic Treaty, the annual gathering of all signatory states, observers and experts. It is only the second time Italy hosts the event. The last was 33 years ago. In his welcome message, Minister Tajani stressed that the white continent stands at the crossroads of crucial challenges for the planet's future. Protecting it is essential. Italy is celebrating the 40th anniversary of the National Antarctic Research Program. At Fiera Milano, the National Scientific Commission for Antarctica is presenting Italy in Antarctica, a scientific exhibition that will later become part of a larger show opening in December at the National Research Council headquarters in Rome. And that's all for now. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned.